Hey guys, good morning, Creator Mom. Happy Friday. I want to talk about narcissistic relationships. So, narcissists take advantage of the fact that of your if you're a type of person who's like filled with a lot of guilt and you're not perfect and like you feel awful about how you're not perfect and things like that, kind of like low self-worth a little bit, like they take advantage of that, and I think that in the manifestation world, like that's probably part of like the manifestation. People say like you attract certain people and relationships. Like, well, if you have those issues, you might be more likely to attract a narcissist person because they need people that feel that way about themselves because they can't act out, they can't play their drama, they can't play their role with a person who's like really confident about who they are and stuff like that. So they can't play that shit with a person who really could see clearly about who they are and how they deserve to be treated and things like that. But if you're like a self-deprecating, is that the right word? Deprecating person, like you never feel good enough. You're not good enough. You make mistakes. You're not perfect. Like they feed off of that. That is like really ideal for them, like to really sink their teeth in and take advantage of you. And if you don't, if you just don't feel like worthy, so because of course we know like we make mistakes and things like that, and we're not perfect, right? So when a narcissist person tears you down emotionally and makes you feel like not good enough, you feel like you deserve it. Like you feel like, yeah, I know I'm not good enough. Like I'm not perfect. Like they have a point. Maybe I deserve this because I'm imperfect in these ways and I don't do this or that, or I don't clean my house good enough, or I don't perform, if it's a, husband-wife relationship, I don't perform sexually good enough, so why would they treat me like really great, good, I have these issues, I'm not perfect, so, but yeah, they'll take advantage of that. And then when you decide to like stand up for yourself to them, they will throw in your face like all that they've done for you, like that you're nothing without them, that you need them, they've done so much for you, and that's how you're gonna treat them. So that's how it works. And then when you say something like, well, I'd rather be alone, then they'll just like threaten you and make you fearful that like you're never going to make it without them, that you're going to end up needing them and they're not going to be there and you're going to suffer for it. So it's like basically like they want you full of fear. And if you're a person who feels full of fear anyway, like they're going to feed off of that, right? So I think that that's where the whole manifestation thing plays into. If you're a person who like is fearful, is full of guilt, kind of like lower on that energetic scale, then these people are going to look for that. They're attracted to that because that's the energy that you're putting out. And it's not about it being your fault. It's just about being like, oh, like, yeah, I am operating in that energy a little bit and stuff like that. Like, I need to improve my self-confidence and believe in who I am and work on that so I don't fall prey to these kinds of people. Or if I do happen to be around this person, I recognize it quick and I cut it off quick, or I let it go quick, I no longer stand for that type of thing. It's really confusing because a narcissist person confuses you about your identity. They confuse you about who you are. I should say a narcissistic parent, because if you didn't grow up with narcissistic parents, then you probably might have a little more self-confidence and could see more clearly. But when you grow up in confusion about who you are, that makes it even worse, like harder to really see who you are, see clearly. That's why, therapy is good, because like Jay Reed says, like, building a good therapeutic relationship will help you to, more understand who you are, build your self-confidence. Because the identity of you being bad is really strong when you grow up with narcissistic parents, Because it's like they're good and you're all bad, like you're always wrong, Even though you could think one thing in your head, the way you feel about it is hard to shift sometimes. So, but yeah, I guess that's how we guard from being with unhealthy or narcissistic people, is by becoming more healthy ourselves. So, but yeah, I was just thinking about how they feed off of that. They feed off of making you feel like you're not good enough. But if a person knows they're good enough, a narcissist can't, or maybe they can come in and make you feel like you're not good enough, but I feel like that may not last very long. Like, you may go through a blip and then come back to it and be like, wait a minute, this person's trying to make me feel like I'm not, I ain't good enough. Like, fuck that, But when you already feel not good enough and then you're in a relationship with that type of person that's even more tearing you down emotionally, I feel like that's a bad place. That's a worse place. So, all right, guys, that's all I want to share today. Peace out.